Have you ever wondered why, despite all the self-help books, motivational videos, and wellness routines, mental struggles like anxiety, depression, and emotional instability are still increasing? There's a hidden factor we often overlook, something that seems harmless, yet affects us deeply every day. And that is the sound we expose ourselves to, especially music. This video is not to shame or judge, but to open your eyes to something potentially life-changing, rooted both in science and in Islam. In today's fast-paced world, mental health has become one of the biggest challenges, especially for the youth. Stress, anxiety, depression, and low focus are at all-time highs. But what if one of the contributing factors to all this was something we do every day, often without thinking twice? Yes, I'm talking about listening to music. Now, before you dismiss this idea, give me a few minutes of your time. What I'm going to share is not just Islamic wisdom, but scientific findings that support the Islamic view and practical advice that could change your life. Music is everywhere. On the bus, at the gym, while studying, walking, relaxing. We've normalized using music as an emotional crutch, but the truth is, music does more than entertain. It directly influences your mood, thoughts, and even your physical health. Islam teaches us to be mindful of what we expose our minds and hearts to. And science confirms that sounds are not just entertainment. They are frequencies that affect our body at a cellular level. Every sound we hear carries a frequency, and these frequencies interact with the vibrational energy of our body. Human cells vibrate, and music can either harmonize with those vibrations or disturb them. Some frequencies are healing, others can slowly damage your nervous system, trigger negative emotions, or overstimulate your dopamine receptors. Just like sugar or social media, music can overstimulate the brain's dopamine system, the pleasure chemical. Constant stimulation from music, especially with fast beats and emotional lyrics, keeps your brain in a high alert state. You feel like it's helping you relax, but in reality, it's making your natural ability to enjoy silence, focus, or reflection weaker. That's why so many people say, "I can't study without music. I can't sleep without music. I can't work out without music." That's not preference. That's dependency. Addiction in a subtle form. Islam encourages us to maintain a heart that's pure and a mind that's calm. The Prophet Muhammad warned us of things that harden the heart, distract the soul, and weaken our connection to Allah. Music, especially the kind filled with inappropriate lyrics, emotional manipulation, or distractions, is one of those elements. But what happens when we replace music with Quran recitation? Allah says in the Quran, "And we send down of the Quran that which is healing and mercy for the believers." Surah Al-Isra, 17-82. Let that sink in. The Quran is not only a spiritual guide, it is a healing tool, and science supports this. Japanese researcher Dr. Masaru Emoto famously showed that sound can alter the molecular structure of water. When kind words were spoken to water, it formed beautiful crystals. When hateful words were used, the crystals were distorted and ugly. Now remember, the human body is over 70% water. If sound can change water, imagine what it's doing to your body and soul every day. When you listen to Quran, your body and mind are exposed to divinely structured frequencies, words of absolute truth, mercy, and healing. These words cleanse your thoughts, ease your emotions, and bring a type of spiritual calm that no other sound can provide. There was a time when I too was constantly listening to music. At the gym, during work, while relaxing, it was always playing in the background. But I noticed something. My thoughts were scattered. My emotions were all over the place. I was easily irritated. I couldn't reflect deeply or connect in prayer the way I wanted. Then I made a decision. I quit music completely. At first, it was uncomfortable. But then something amazing happened. I began to hear my own thoughts again. I began to reflect more. I started using silence as a tool, not a punishment. And most importantly, I began replacing music with the recitation of Quran. I even listened to specific verses known for their healing power, known as Ruqya Sharia. I listen to them while driving, before sleeping, even during workouts. The results were incredible. Less anxiety, clearer thinking, and even more motivation in my daily life. Many people think Ruqya is only for removing spiritual afflictions like jinn possession. That's a part of it, but not the whole picture. Ruqya is powerful sound therapy. These verses help restore balance in your body and energy, mentally, physically, and emotionally. You don't need to be sick to benefit from it. You just need to be open. And even if you don't understand Arabic, the healing effect still reaches you. Just like the boy in the story of the broken bucket. A wise teacher once told a boy to fetch water using a bucket that had a hole in it. The boy tried again and again, but the water always leaked out. Frustrated, he told the teacher, "It's useless." The teacher smiled and said, "Look at the bucket. It's clean now." Even if you don't understand every word of the Quran, just listening to it regularly cleanses your heart, your thoughts, and your inner state. This is a fact. You become what you feed your mind. If you constantly feed your brain lyrics filled with anger, lust, violence, or despair, it will shape your emotional state accordingly. If instead, you surround yourself with the peaceful, structured, divine words of Allah, your heart will respond in peace, clarity, and guidance. Don't take this as just religious advice. Even if you're struggling with belief, try this as a practical experiment. For 1 week, replace all music in your day with Quran and watch the change unfold. Try this. Stop all music for 7 days. Replace it with recitation of the Quran, especially surahs like Ar-Rahman, Al-Baqarah, or verses used in Ruqya. Avoid using music as background noise. Embrace silence and reflection. Then ask yourself, do I feel calmer? Do I think more clearly? Is my mood more stable? The answer, inshallah, will be yes. Dear brothers and sisters, we live in a time of noise, mental, digital, emotional. But Islam gives us the tools to rise above it all. Replacing music with Quran is not just about avoiding sin. It's about choosing peace over chaos, healing over harm, light over darkness. You don't need to go extreme. Just start with small steps. Build a habit. Replace one playlist with a Quranic recitation. Swap one gym session's music with silence or dhikr. Watch what happens next. This is not theory. This is lived experience backed by the words of Allah, supported by science, and confirmed by those who try it. If this message resonated with you, take the first step today. Try replacing your music with the Quran for just 7 days and share your experience in the comments. And if you know someone who could benefit from this, send it to them. Let's bring healing to hearts, one soul at a time.